For those of you who get on early, you know we're doing our technical moves so that everyone can have access to this. And I'm Renee. I'm the practical shaman, in case you don't know who I am by now. But if you're the first time you're here, welcome. And look around the channel. We've been having wonderful winter solstice celebration and high vibe, as Kat just called it. And up next is another one of our own Windy, somebody who's been through the Windwalker apprenticeship program and is a delight. I mean, look at, she's got the most, I don't know, I wouldn't say fairy-like, because it's not fairy-like. It's just, she has a high vibe about her, and she always brings such joy into the room. And today she's got a really great information to share with you, and I'm going to let her get into that. So you've been hearing from me all morning, so let me step back and let her take over.
Well, thank you so much, Renee, for allowing me to present today. Welcome, friends and Wendy's. I'm Kat Stickler. I'm a ritual artist, and as Renee said, an alumni of the Wind Apprenticeship Program. Today, I hope you're ready to get some high vibe energy going. We're going to connect with our ancestors and receive some wisdom from the North. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the who, what, and why of ancestral connections. Then we're going to do a little divination technique that we can use to select an ancestor to connect with. We'll clear out any negative energies to create this protective environment or container to connect with them. And then we'll do a brief journey. And we got to do all this in 30 minutes. So let's get started to talk about who are your ancestors. So your ancestors they're those who have come before us, and they can be connected through biology, such as your family lineage, of course, but not always. It's not always your direct blood relative. It could also be a mentor's lineage. So take, for instance, a step parent or an adoptive parent, or even a teacher who was a mentor to you, but you didn't even live with them or anything. It could also include cultural, philosophical, or religious heritage. So think about, even if we only talked about our biological family lineage, that's a load of ancestors going all the way back to the beginning of your lineage. But now if we add in these other types of non-biological ancestors, there are just so many ancestors that we could connect with. But why would we even want to connect with our ancestors is the question, right? Well, they serve many possible roles. And you can ask your ancestors to assist you with guidance and wisdom, protection and support. They can provide you blessings, positive influence. They may bring you healing or karmic resolution, spiritual growth and development. And you may even find they bring meaningful synchronicities or open doors towards opportunities that align with your destiny. They can intercede on behalf of you in the spiritual realms, or even advocate for you in negotiating the path of your destiny. So it's kind of unlimited ways that we can connect with the ancestors for mutual benefit and the benefit of everyone. But you could also experience a lot of potential issues. So some of the issues that you could encounter when working with ancestors that you should be aware of is the most common one is just misinterpretation of the messages or signs from the ancestors. So when you're connecting with an ancestor, it's probably not going to be like on a video call here, like a Zoom call, where the message is coming through loud and clear and they have an outline for you to go by. So a lot of times the signs may be very vague, or you're not even sure if it's a sign, or it could just be a feeling or a knowing. So you may have to dig into that more, and you can dig into it a little bit deeper through meditation, through divination techniques. There's all kinds of ways that you can explore that further. Another thing is you could become over reliant on ancestral guidance, or neglect to take any personal action, believing that believing that the ancestors can manifest your desires without any personal action. You may also feel like an energetic overwhelm, or you could attract ancestors that have a lower vibrational frequency that is not desirable. Or you may encounter unresolved ancestral traumas that require additional healing work. And so that's why I recommend only calling on high frequency healed ancestors of 100% pure light for connection and guidance. That should keep you pretty safe, but even then there could be karmic blocks, soul contracts, negative attachments, or cords between you and your ancestors that are unknown on the conscious level to you. And those can manifest in many aspects of your existence and your path. And so those are things that you may want to work on clearing before you connect with them. That's what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to call on the archetype of spider in the north direction. I know a lot of people don't like spiders, but this spider you will like because spider is a creator, a weaver of dreams and destiny, and it can weave a web to connect you with other archetypes, other energies, guides, including our ancestors. So in our first ritual that we're going to do today, first off, we want to make sure our frequency is really important when we're connecting with ancestors, because you want to be as high vibe as possible, and you tend to attract like frequencies. So to attract a really high vibe ancestor, we want to make sure that we're feeling really well before we connect. So we're going to do a couple of things. First, I want to offer you an energetic cleansing using pine and rosemary. And so I'm just going to wave it at the screen, and I want you to blow with your breath towards the bundle all that you want to release into this bundle. And later I will give this back to the earth to transmute that in your energy. So you ready? Now I want you to smile and think of 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment, and then lean into that attitude of gratitude. I'm going to place this pine and rosemary into the earth, this little cauldron of earth, and then I'll give it back to the earth later. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set an intention to select a high frequency healed ancestor of 100% pure light for connection. And let's call upon the wisdom of Spider. Spider, weaver of the web that connects all things, guide me to my ancestor who wants to meet me and assist me in my path to my destiny. Now I do have a printable for this exercise, but you don't need a printable. The printable is available in those gifts from the speakers. There's a link to it, and you'll find this page. But you could simply, if you just have a piece of paper and a pencil or pen right now, you could just draw a little circle and some legs radiating out from it. I like to use four on the mother side and 4 on the father side. but the number of legs isn't really as important because we can use the legs multiple times. I'll show you what I mean. It sort of looks like a spider, but we're going to turn it into a web. So what we're going to do is take a pencil, and you can pick the number 1 on the father's side or the number 1 on the mother's side to get started. It doesn't really matter. Each leg represents 1 generation back of your lineage. And you're going to start pick a point, and I started like close to the middle, and I'm working outwards. You could work from the outwards in, it doesn't matter. And just start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then move to the next level of generation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you move around, what I want you to do is you're going to visualize the spider's web, like it's shimmering, it's intricate. Imagine yourself traveling along these strands of the web. Each thread represents a connection to an ancestor. And use your clair senses, your clair audience, your clair sentience. Stay open to any feelings, thoughts, images, or words that come to you, and look for a flag that's calling to you, like, this is where I need to stop. This is where I need to stop. Because you could go on, like all day going around the web and going back further. But just stop at the first one that calls to you, because you've already set your intention that you want to meet with a high vibrational ancestor. So just start going around. I'll give you a minute to go through that and staying open to those things. So go ahead and work on that now and find a place to land. I don't want to talk over it too much. All right, and if nothing comes to you, that's okay. You can do this later after this presentation. But what we want to do, once you have selected an ancestor or a leg of the lineage, so you may not know at this point, is it a mother or a father on that side of the lineage? Who exactly is it? What's the name? You don't know all the details about it. Doesn't matter. We'll figure all that out in due time. Right now, what we want to do is just call in the north wind Boreas to clear out any negative energy. We're going to use the wind whistle and declare our intention for each clearing. So I'll do that on behalf of all of us, but you can follow along and do it yourself if you like. Boreas, please assist us in clearing any negative energies. I now clear any karmic blocks passed to me from my ancestor. I clear any soul contracts between me and my ancestor. I clear any attachments or bonds that are non-beneficial between me and my ancestor. I clear all cords and negative energy between me and my ancestor. I declare release of all ancestral energy that no longer serves me. And now you might want to state a personal affirmation like, I reclaim my power, fully aligned with my highest path and purpose and free from past limitations. We thank you, ancestors, for your understanding and support in this process, and we thank you, Boreas. Now that we've done that, you have your ancestor. We feel like we've cleared out any blocks. We're high vibing. We're ready for the fun part. I know all that was fun, but this is going to be even more fun. We're going to journey to meet an ancestor, the ancestor that you chose in this technique. And there's other divination techniques that you could use, but for this, I like to use this web technique because it really focuses my attention on that spider archetype energy. But now we're just going to journey to meet our ancestor. And first, what I want you to do is set your intention to meet this specific healed ancestor and ask them for guidance. And it could be something like, what's one thing I need to do differently to reach my destiny? Or how can I clear a specific block to my manifestation? Or do you have a helping gift for me? Or maybe you just want to sit in the energy of the ancestor. But whatever that is, set your intention right now and start preparing your sacred space. So you might want to place something on your altar to honor your ancestor, or you could do it after the journey. Make sure you're comfortable, have some water. You might want to drum along and just close your eyes and start to relax your body and release any need for a specific result. What I'm going to do is stop sharing my video, and I'm going to share, I want to share my screen. Okay, hold on. I want to share my screen. Oh, I can't share my screen. So I wanted to share a picture, just like a picture that you could focus on for ancestral energy, but that's okay. We don't have to do that. What I'll do now is just start drumming to get us on our journey. But first, what I want to do is some breath work.
You can share.
Oh, I can share now? Okay. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me drumming. Rather, it's a little bit distracting to watch that. So I'm just going to share. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't find it. Here it is. All right. I'm going to share that. I'll stop my video. And I want you to do a little bit of breath work. First, take a few deep cleansing breaths and feel yourself relaxing with each breath. Breathe out with some force. And next, let's do a little bit of breathing that's rhythmic. So let's breathe into the count of 6 through your nose. Hold it for 6. And release for 6. Breathe in for 6. Hold for 6. And release for 6. One more time, breathe in for 6. Hold for 6. And release. And you can continue this rhythmic breathing, or you can breathe normally, however's most comfortable for you. Now let's state your intention to meet your specific healed ancestor who wants to meet and assist you, a healed ancestor of 100% pure light. Visualize yourself walking out of your location and across the way to a path leading into the woods. Follow that path until you're drawn to a door. Maybe the door's in a tree, or on the middle of the path, or off to the side, freestanding. Find the door. reach into your pocket and you'll find a key to unlock that door. Unlock the ancestral door. Your ancestor is waiting for you on the other side. Invite them to cross the threshold to your side and to walk with you on the path. While walking on the path together, ask your ancestor your question. Ancestor if they have a gift for you. It's time to return. Walk your ancestor back to the ancestral door. Thank them for their guidance and support. You can return to this door anytime to meet with them further. Close the door, lock it, put the key back in your pocket, and now return to the space where you're physically located and plant your feet ready, you can open your eyes. All right. So I would recommend drinking a little bit of water, grounding yourself now that you're back in the room. And I just really want to take the time to thank you all for tuning in, participating in this ancestral connection. Now, I know I went a little fast. I covered a lot of topic in that brief amount of time. So if you didn't take really good notes, you might want to purchase. You have the ability to purchase the recordings of the session so you can go back and do this again and again.
What a great tools. Make sure you go over to the IM page for those of you who are registered and grab that free gift. We'll actually also be sending out all of the free gifts in a big email tomorrow, because we want our presenters who are doing this out of the kindness of their own hearts over their holy days, taking time away from their families and children and people. And this was really, you're just a master. And I really like that. And thank you for thinking about us and giving us a shout out and all of that. And you went fast. So if you have a couple more words to say, feel free.
Well, I did go a little bit fast. I wanted to make sure I got done in like the reasonable amount of time, because I could do this. I could have like stretched this out into a whole day or weekend workshop, I think. But I wanted to give everyone the flavor of what it's like to connect with their ancestors and what kind of benefits you can get from doing so. Now, you could also only focus on you use that spider web technique to only find ancestors rather than connecting with ancestors where you need to clear out some negative energy or blocks, that kind of thing, without doing the connection part. You could go in and just start clearing or identifying ancestors where you need to do some more healing work. And that kind of thing. So the divination part is one way. You could also use like muscle testing instead of the web to identify like a generation to go back to. So there's a lot of ways that you could use these techniques to serve your particular needs.
That's great. And do you offer that in a day-long workshop somewhere?
No, but when I put this together, I thought, well, maybe I should create a course out of it, because I could put in a lot of other types of techniques as well that relate to ancestral connection. So maybe in the future, I will have something like that.
Well, let me know when you do, because I'd love to share it out to our group. So thank you so much for being here and being such
Thank you so much for having me, and love to everyone.